Welcome to Sentral Finance. To successfully begin using Sentral Finance, your school will need to go through the onboarding checklist outlined in this video. It's important to remember that you need to complete this onboarding checklist before you can access any further training. Only staff with admin level access can perform this checklist, so please ensure to engage the right people for this section. When you first navigate to the Sentral Finance module, you'll see this checklist before you can access any functionality within Sentral Finance. Let's go through it now. The first step requires you to review and check the data that have been imported into Sentral. Click this link to access the import summary. When the summary is displayed, it may be faster to complete the review process by only checking the anomalies report to see if there are any issues that need addressing before continuing. When you've completed the review, navigate back to the onboarding checklist, check this box to confirm, and move on to the next step. The previous fee structures will have been imported from SAP. In this step, you need to check that previously used fee structures align with your requirements as you move forward with Sentral Finance. Click here to review the fee structure. On the left, you'll see the fee group names. The number of linked fees will be indicated here. Click here to view these fees. The fees in this group are listed. Check whether the fees are relevant and whether they have the correct account number in accordance with your chart of accounts. If you find fees that are no longer relevant, use these checkboxes to select them and then click Actions, Hide in Finance. Sentral also recommends that you rename and amend fee amounts to make existing fees relevant for your requirements moving forward. Make changes as necessary and click Save. If you have hidden fees and you need to review which ones they are, you can check this box to view fees that are hidden in finance. When you've completed the review, navigate back to the onboarding checklist, check this box to confirm, and move on to the next step. Fee types include those fees which are included in a billing run. To review those fees, click here. This is where you check or define fee types and whom they apply to. You can review and make changes to each fee type by clicking here. Review and make changes as necessary. Then click Save. You can also add fee types using this button. Sentral recommends moving away from naming conventions using dates or years so that they can be used generally moving forward for repeated fees. When you've completed the review, navigate back to the onboarding checklist, check this box to confirm, and move on to the next step. Discount types are imported from SAP into Sentral Finance. If you create your own discount types, they need to be linked to a fee type before you can use them in a billing run. Click Review Discount Types. An example commonly seen when using Sentral Finance is the hardship discount. Click Edit to view and review this discount category. In this case, the discount type is linked to the voluntary contributions fee type. This discount type is a flag-based discount. Another example is the sibling discount. Click here to review the rules for this discount type. The rules are stated, and you can click Edit to make changes to these rules. Make the appropriate selections or edits, and then click Save. To add a new discount category, click here. Which discount types your school has, and what fee type they are linked to, will depend on your school's preferences and requirements. When you've completed the review, navigate back to the onboarding checklist, check this box to confirm, and move on to the next step. Click here to set up tills. You may find that you already have tills appearing in this list that have been imported from SAP. If you do have a list of tills already shown, but some of them are no longer in use, you can make tills active or inactive using this button. To add a till, click here. Enter the name and select the appropriate users for the till. Generic or location-based names are recommended for tills. Users specified here can access the till and also close the till. Then click Save. When you've completed the review, navigate back to the onboarding checklist, check this box to confirm, and move on to the next step. If your school doesn't use an FPOS till, you can simply check this box and move on. If your school does use FPOS tills, click here to set those up. From this screen, you can add new FPOS terminals or edit existing ones. Make sure that when you add a terminal, you also enter a terminal ID for that terminal. Terminal ID is the serial number of the EFTPOS machine. Each machine has one. It's an inbuilt sticker with a serial number. If you don't have a terminal ID, or you can't find it, then you can just add a number. The serial number doesn't go anywhere in SAP, it's only used for the school's internal purposes. When you've completed the setup, navigate back to the onboarding checklist, check this box to confirm, and move on to the next step. Click here to set up banking permissions. Make appropriate selections here about how permissions are assigned to users. Note that you can add multiple permissions for each of these actions. Click here to save your selections. When you've completed the setup, navigate back to the onboarding checklist, check this box to confirm, and move on to the next step. Click here to review other permissions. These permissions have been preset in accordance with Department of Education recommendations. These are located in Setup, User Accounts, Manage Permissions. Sentral recommends you use these settings by default. However, you can make changes and then click Save. When you've completed the review, navigate back to the onboarding checklist, check this box to confirm, and move on to the next step. There are a few more settings to review for Sentral Finance. Click here to review other settings. It's recommended to leave these settings as default, however you can still make changes to them. For example, as you become familiar with using the parent portal, you may wish to navigate back to this page within Sentral Finance Setup and change this setting to Yes. This will automatically publish fees to the parent portal. Make sure you click Save to save your changes. When you've completed the review, navigate back to the onboarding checklist and check this box to confirm. That completes the Sentral Finance checklist. When you've checked all these boxes and confirmed that you've reviewed each step, the checklist no longer appears and the Sentral Finance module is now available. Now that the Sentral Finance module is available, there's an aspect of the parent portal that we draw your attention to, plus a couple of other steps. To ensure that payments and invoices are available to parents in the portal, there's a setting you need to address to make that work. Navigate to Portal Console Setup, Access Controls, Parents, Manage Parent Portal Access, and then enable Payments and Invoices. When you navigate to Manage Parent Portal Access, scroll down and ensure that these buttons are checked. Two more steps to consider are bulk linking of portal users and review split billing percentages. Note that this step is only applicable if your school is using the portal and if your school would like parents to be able to access and pay invoices via the portal. Sentral assigns contacts to portal users by matching their email address. However, Sentral requests that you review and confirm those contacts that cannot be matched. Navigate to Finance and then Finance Setup. Scroll down to Bulk Tasks and click Link Contacts to Portal Users. This demo site will look different to your site. In your site, most of your users will be matched based on their email address. For those users not matched, you'll need to click in this field and search for the parent name and assign them to the email address that is found in the parent portal. This is essentially a manual matching process. Tick this box to select all users and then click Preview Changes. Click Confirm to link the listed contacts to the specified portal users. By default, Sentral assigns the financially responsible person for the student at 100% for fees payable. However, if there are other contacts that also need to become responsible for fees, they can be added. To add another contact, navigate to the relevant student. You can do this by using the search bar from within the Finance module. Type in the name of the student. Scroll down to Contacts, then click Set up Contacts. For each of these contacts, check this box if they are responsible for billing. These drop-down menus then become available. Then make the appropriate adjustments, ensuring that the total adds up to 100%. This may be particularly relevant for split families. Then click Save. That completes the steps for the Sentral Finance onboarding checklist.